Are y'all having deja vu? I meant to tell you in the first video, after I take like my third, it's the major shower hair washing thingy, I'm exhausted. Wouldn't that be cool if I caught him in my hand? I'm not nearly fast enough. Anyway, that seems to be when I have kind of a dizzy spell. And I don't know why that is. But anyway, um, this is about my friend Jerry. And he does not watch my videos, except I did show him Corhan Boy's video. He loves Miss Hazel. And he always tells me that she's faking it. She really can hear. But he does that because he knows it kind of pushes my button. But anyway, I met Jerry through my little friend Carol. Now I can say little friend because she is little, y'all. She's not very tall and she's light as a feather. And you know that I met her at a couple of HOA meetings, and then I went down to check on her because I saw the ambulance and she had broken her hip. And Jerry lives right across from her. And that's how I met him, as I just went over to his door when nobody answered at her house and said, "Did something happen to Miss Carol?" So that's how I met Jerry. And he's a character, y'all. He is what I would say uh, eccentric. He's different. He's interesting. He loves to research stuff. He's like a dog with a bone. And y'all know from other videos, he's done several things around the cottage to help me. And he put up my screen door for me, which, oh my gosh, y'all, I didn't realize how much I needed that until I got it. So he used to, because this is my own fault, because I don't always check my email. It's 11 o'clock. I haven't checked my email. I might have answered one or two comments. And text. Sometimes I don't check those until like late afternoon. But so most of the time, he just shows up. I can be sitting in here. Hazel's starting to whine. She's about ready for a nap, y'all. And I'm going to try to put her down like yesterday in her own little bed. And there's a big reason for that. But after she starts that, I don't immediately sit down or lay down with her. I let her go for just a little bit to make sure that she's ready and she'll settle down for her nap. But he will just show up. I can be sitting in my chair and all of a sudden he's standing there on the outside of my screen door, and he's just standing there waiting for me to notice him. And I do. And sometimes it scares me. Or sometimes he'll say something. But if I would check my email, he will have sent me a little email. Be on the lookout. 7:30. And, I just don't check those emails. But he used to come like after dark. Y'all know when it gets dark outside, I just get sleepy and tired and I need to go to my room. And Miss Hazel does the same thing. And now it gets dark at 6:30. So he's gotten a lot better about coming in the daylight when I still have it together enough to have a conversation. Now, y'all, we have a hard time communicating. Sometimes it's almost like we're speaking a foreign language to each other. And I don't know why that is. I know I'm hard to understand sometimes and I jump around. And sometimes it's hard to follow him too. And one thing I really need to do, and that is when he comes over, I need to get up and go put my hearing aids in because he's a soft speaker. And I'm probably blasting him. I talk a little bit lower when I've got my hearing aids in because I can hear my big mouth. But anyway, he's fun, y'all. And here's what's really funny. He'll just show up and he brings his bag of tools and he just starts fixing stuff. If I have mentioned something, I don't care how long ago it was, he'll get around to fixing that, whatever. And the other day when he was here, we were talking about Carol, and she got a new phone, and I think I mentioned to y'all, these new devices, they're hard. They are, y'all know how hard it is for me. My phone can do so much, and I don't know how to make it do it. So Carol really depends on Jerry. He does so much for her. He orders her groceries and they deliver them. Her swamp cooler or whatever air conditioning thing, he took care of that for her. I mean, he does everything for her. And like I said, her son lives a long ways off. 150 miles, that's a long ways. So anyway, Jerry makes it possible for Carol to still live here in Oceanside, which has been her home for so long. If she didn't have Jerry, her son would have to move her up there by him, and she would hate that. It's sad that towards the end of our lives that sometimes we have to be uprooted, but it's necessary. It has to happen. I mean, I may have to go live in Washington someday. I would never tell my son that. He would just be, oh no. He loves to put on about how, horrible it would be. But he would do it, trust me. But anyway, he brought some stuff over yesterday. And y'all, I don't always understand what they are. He'll order stuff and for Carol and for me, and he brought me this little thing. Now, I can put that end, which is a C type connector. It's smooth on both sides. There's no little teeth or anything. And I don't think there's an upper and a lower part. You can just put it in, which is a lot handier, y'all. And then it's got that part, which you have a thingy like this that fits in, okay? And then it's got this part with the teeth on it, which goes into my, this one goes in my phone, and this one goes in my tablet. Pretty cool. So he brought me that little thingamajigger. And he brought me this little thingamajigger. It's got that part on it, and it's got the teeth part on it. Let me see. He brought me something else. Where is it? Y'all, this table over here is such a mess that I cannot show that to y'all, this table. It's a wreck. Oh my gosh. Where is that thing? I'll have to ask him. What it is it's a thing, and it looks like this, only it's bigger. And you stick it into whatever, your phone, your laptop, your tablet. Now my tablet won't take this C thing, but anyway, you stick it into your device, and you can download things onto that thumb drive, and it's portable. You know, like if I didn't have a printer, which I didn't for a long time, when USAA emailed me a notice that I had a new insurance card, I could go into my USAA and open it up, and then I could hook my thing up and I could print it off. It's a bit more complicated than that, but that's what I used to do. Is I would just download it to my thumb drive, take it to the library, plug it in. It was, connected to their printers, and then I could print out my insurance card to keep in my van. Now I just download it, and if, God forbid, please Lord, don't let me get stopped by the cops. The older we get, the more heart pounding that can be. But I can just go in my phone and open that up and show it to them. But he is just a sweetheart. And when he came over yesterday evening, I was sitting in my recliner. Miss Hazel was outside playing. Now, when she had her hearing, y'all, I would have known he was coming from down the street. She would have been barking her little head off. She doesn't do that anymore. And she's used to Jerry. But so he showed up, stepped up to the door, just standing there. And then I noticed him. He's got his tool bag. I said, "Hello, it's daylight." Yay! So I said, well, I had asked him if he had anything. He tells me, don't buy anything until you ask me first. He said, I have got everything. I said, do you have a stand mixer? Y'all, I would have pooped my pants if he'd have said yes. But no, he didn't. He did send me a link to Craigslist, and they had a Sunbeam stand mixer for $45. Y'all, I was really tempted. I keep looking. The more I look at recipes, the more they use a stand mixer. Now, Miss Phyllis, she used her stand mixer all the time. But anyway, I digress. And so I asked him, I was looking at a recipe. Oh, he sent me a recipe for Nabisco Ritz crackers. Y'all, I want to make that recipe. That's a whole other video right there. Anyway, you need a food processor. Now, I had a food processor, but I didn't use it a whole lot. I did use it sometimes. It's really cool to mix up a big meatloaf. That way you don't get your fingers all in there squishy, but you know I wear gloves for that. He said, well, I don't have a big one. I said, you have a little food processor? He goes, yeah. I'm going to get that from that man. Because I want to make those not Nabisco, but Ritz crackers. I want to make that recipe one time. Just one time. I'm mad at Ritz. But, so anyway, I had emailed him and said, do you have any fishing line that I need to tie up my flowers because they're getting so big and my stakes that I have are not tall enough to support my flowers and they're starting to fall over. So that's when he showed up yesterday evening and he's got this little, grocery bag and he sits down, he goes, I have a bag of goodies. So he's bringing stuff out. He got a thing for a gadget for Miss Carol. And, one thing you can do is you can hook your mouse to this and use it on your phone. Can y'all? I tell you what, I wish I was technologically smart. I would be messing around with my gadgets all the time. I wouldn't have time for anything else. But anyway, so he pulls out, and I know y'all have seen these, and I used to have rolls of them. It's a roll of stuff, especially for your flowers and plants. And it's green, you can draw it out, and then it has a little thingy on it, and it breaks the little wire, and the wire is coated, so it's not so sharp on your plant. So I got to get out there and do that today. So, and then he said, I got to go outside for a little bit. I'm like, what is he gonna do now? Y'all remember I said that the bolts on my glider, Robert and I had put them on the wrong direction because there's little hubcaps that cover the nut. I got one side done, but I just forgot about the other side and I never got to it, and that's how I am. So he was here to finish that job for me. I am so blessed to have my friend Jerry. Now, he's never been married, smart man. And that's not to say that there are not wonderful, wonderful, great marriages. A lot of y'all have those or have had them. But he's just really eccentric. And I know that when he shows up, he's not over here to sit down and have a little chit chat about something. Okay? And we talk about all kinds of stuff. And that's the thing about having a male friend that I just love. It's like they feel differently about things. They think differently about things. And the few guys that I have that still watch, or the ones that just check in now again, Sam, Finn, I love you, sweetie. Um, Ichabod, Gregory, gone fishing. I just appreciate y'all. I really do. And and I would love to be able to sit down face to face with every one of you guys and visit, because it's a different thing than visiting with one of your lady friends. So I just enjoy him so much. And I love his, now I can't say this, eccentricities. His He's eccentric, his eccentricness. I don't know how to say that. Y'all will know and somebody will tell me. But I just love him to death. And, in the beginning of our relationship, I would offer him some cookies or whatever, and he would always say, "No, thank you," blah blah blah. Now I happen to know he does have kind of a sweet tooth, and so finally, I said, sometimes he'll bring a snack with him. He'll bring some trail mix or a banana. Uh, you know, when he did the mouse hunt for me, he brought some snacks. He figured he was going to be here a while. Y'all, he's just an amazing guy. And I'm so fortunate. It's almost like having, now we don't watch TV or movies or anything together. Maybe someday we will. I don't know. That would be awesome. But it's almost like having uh, a husband, but the good parts. He's very, very handy. He's very handy. He can do anything. And so I just enjoy him and I appreciate him so much. But finally, the other night, he took some cupcakes. And it made me feel so good. He won't let me pay him for any, oh, he's insulted if you offer. Um, Carol and I finally got him a Home Depot uh, gift card. And the only thing that he takes from me as a show of my appreciation, because I can't do anything for him, I've offered to do his laundry. And he just looks at me like I just stepped out of the crazy house, is Gatorade. He drinks a lot of Gatorade. So I buy him these big things of Gatorade. And I just go down to his house and I just leave them outside. And he picks them up and he drinks them. But I just wanted to do this video about him, y'all. I'm so blessed to have him in my life. And not just because he fixes stuff. That's amazing. That's amazing. When you're single and you have a little home, you know there are always things. And I've got 3 small things I can think of right off the top of my head. And I know all I have to do is mention them, he'll do them. But his only request, I guess you would say, and we talked about this before, is that you don't put a time thing on him. Like, Jerry, I've got so and so that I would really like you to help me with. If you could come over on Wednesday. No. Whenever the Spirit moves him. And y'all, I am so good with that. I am so good with that. I'm really good with it if he comes before dark. Then I'm exhausted. It's hard for me to visit with anybody after dark. You can ask Joan and Ellen about that. So this has run on, but I just love him. I'm so blessed, and man, oh man, I enjoy him. I enjoy his company, uh, his brains, his handiness, his eccentricities. So anyway, y'all, that's it for this one. And I bet y'all are hoping you don't hear from me again today. That's the good thing about me not putting my videos out the very same day I make them. It gives y'all some rest. So I got to get going. I'm going to try to put Miss Hazel down for a nap in her bed. Because what happens is I get started on something. And if I don't keep going, if I sit down, it breaks my motivation. So I've got things I really need to do, and I'm going to try to put her down in her bed. If that does not work, then I'm going to sit down with her. I don't care how filthy this house gets. I don't care. I'm going to sit with my baby if that is what she wants. I love y'all so much. I so appreciate you being here. Somebody asked me, here I go, making a 30-minute video. Somebody asked me if it bothered me that my channel is not really growing. It seems like I got about to 21,000 subscribers, which I am so thankful for. That doesn't mean they all watch my videos. People come and they go and, all of that. But, no, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all. Would it be cool to have 30,000 subscribers? Heck yeah. But am I happy with what I have? Oh yeah. I'm so thankful for every one of y'all. And I'm perfectly content with what I have. If I wasn't, I'd be, there's all kinds of videos out there, how to increase your subscribers, how to get this and that and the other. Now, I do have some ideas that I want to do, videos that are kind of a little bit different, because y'all have got to be bored out of your gourd with the yard and the trying to cook and bake stuff. I am going to make some homemade macaroni and cheese, though. Mr. Terry really likes that. And I'm going to make it from scratch. It may kill both of us. Anyway, y'all, love you so much. Do something fun today, okay? And this is always my fun, is making videos for y'all. Talk to you later.